Hang it up, hang it up. I'm not being biased. If I'm 100, if Tank got his ass whooped, I'm gonna say, you know what? He got his ass whooped.
You know, that Tank is over. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do. Take us the rest of the way.
Former world champion boxer is accusing Gervonta Davis.
Floyd Mayweather has revealed the reason behind Gervonta "Tank" Davis's downfall, stating that his recent fight against Lemont Roach clearly shows he has lost his charisma and lacks the determination to remain one of the world's top boxers.
Well, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Benavidez. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
You next in line. This will get next in line.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate for Floyd? Like,
Yeah.
the fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad.
Oh, you're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
In the meantime, during an interview, Gervonta "Tank" Davis openly stated that he believes Floyd Mayweather never wanted any fighter to surpass him. This sentiment highlights Davis' perspective on Mayweather's attitude toward potential success in the boxing world. The relationship between a mentor and protege can be complex, especially when the protege's achievements begin to rival those of the mentor. According to Davis, the tension between them arises from rivalry and the desire to protect one's legacy.
World champion boxer is accusing Gervonta Davis of ruining the sport. What do you guys think? And who do you think the former world champion is? It's none other than Paulie Malignaggi, or I don't know how to say his name, honestly. I just know that he had that whole thing with Conor McGregor, and then he couldn't even beat Artem Lobov in bare knuckle boxing. So take his words with a grain of salt. But obviously, I do agree with him to some extent. Gervonta Davis has all the skills in the world, but he's not taking the most competitive fights, you know? Lemont Roach, if he had made 4 or 5 defenses at 135, you'd be selling me a little bit. I'd be curious. But no, you're just recycling the same champion. You're not even progressing. You're killing the sport to line your pockets. I defend the sport. I want the best matchups possible. You're not going to entertain me with the B-level matchups just because they're pay-per-views, which makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? I'm not paying for it. You know, I'm going to stream it like I would think most people are. But yeah, Gervonta Davis, I wouldn't say he's ruining the sport. I think Floyd Mayweather ruined the sport because every boxer after him just wants to.
Former WBA world champion Paulie Malignaggi has criticized Gervonta "Tank" Davis, claiming that he has ruined boxing. Malignaggi's remarks reflect a broader conversation about the state of the sport and the influence of modern fighters. Such criticisms often stem from concerns over boxing's commercialization and its perceived shift away from traditional values. His perspective adds to the ongoing debate about the future of contemporary boxing.
Actually need to be thankful that your product got pushed out there, because had it not been, Tank might have been fighting in rinky-dink boxing clubs, bruh. We may have never got the opportunity to know who Tank Davis really was. So let's go ahead and start there. Now, Tank, early on, you heard him. He only getting about 10 racks a fight. Floyd is making it to where, yeah, I'm going to get your mama out this hood, but I'm going to have you on your knees crawling back to me. You feel me? You're going to have to get in where you fit in to really earn this bag the same way I did. But what I think was happening was I think that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was getting a little tad bit jealous of Tank. He saw the potential. He knew what dude was capable of. And when you got a fighter like Tank Davis, you don't put him in a position to take a L. You put him in a position to win every fight, to grow the brand. Ultimately, this is your product. Ultimately,
experts suggest that Floyd Mayweather may have been envious of Gervonta "Tank" Davis, indicating possible tension in their relationship. This claim implies that Mayweather's competitive mindset may have influenced his role as a mentor beyond the ring. In mentor-protege relationships, jealousy and conflict can emerge, especially when the mentor perceives the protege's rising success as a threat to their own legacy.
Tank Davis versus Lemont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, with Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had it 7-5 to Lemont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I gave Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach 4 the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that should have been considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it a knockdown. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Ryan Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations, masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured bout, Alberto Puello beat Sandor Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge the fight. But overall, good card.
Many fans voiced their dissatisfaction and questioned Gervonta Tank Davis's boxing skills following his fight against Lamont Roach. An observer noted that Davis struggled against a relatively unknown opponent, raising concerns about his talent and readiness. This unexpected performance has sparked discussions about Davis' training, focus, and future prospects. As a result, both fans and analysts are now reevaluating their expectations for his career trajectory.
Floyd left Bob Arum. It's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just going to say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own.
The boxing community has noticed a double standard in career decisions. When Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum's promotion, his move was widely accepted. But when Gervonta Tank Davis attempted to do the same, he was labeled disrespectful. This disparity highlights the challenges fighters face in navigating their careers. The differing reactions suggest that a fighter's status and the narratives surrounding their choices significantly influence how the industry perceives them.
No, I haven't talked to him about it, but we talked about it before. We talked about it a few times, but now that he is doing his own thing, I hope the best for him, and I hope he is big as the world. I don't care, I just want to do good.
He keeps alluding that there was something wrong there, that he wasn't happy with the support that he was getting. Is there something there from what he's saying, from what your relationship with him?
That's not really for me to come out and talk about. I'll wait until he's comfortable with saying and letting people know his business. But now that he's on his own,
According to Adrian Broner, Gervonta Tank Davis confided in him about his dissatisfaction with the support he received. Broner stated that he couldn't disclose details until Davis chose to speak out, but his revelation suggests that Davis may have had concerns about his career from the start. Such feelings of unease can impact a fighter's performance and mental well-being, emphasizing the importance of a strong support system in professional sports.
A lot of you guys are talking about what Gervonta Tank Davis said, talking about him pricing himself out, saying that he won 150 M's for his rematch with Ryan Garcia. Y'all want to know what I think about that whole video? It looks like Gervonta is on the outskirts. Listen, man, where everything is happening, dude, all these fights are being made over there. It just looks like Gervonta is on the outskirts looking for the perfect op. But at the same time, talking about how big of a brand he is, how much of a product he is, how much he's worth, 150 M's, you know what I mean? I get all that, but here's the thing. What I've been trying to say, us as boxing fans, we're very satisfied with the product we're getting. We get a lot of crazy matchups. And I'm going to tell you this again. The money isn't in the superstar, it's in the matchups. Case in point, Devin Haney, a product by himself. Many people, it's proven that he's not a big pay-per-view star, right? But Devin versus Ryan Garcia is a big fight. Devin versus Teofimo Lopez is a big fight.
By publicly disclosing his financial information, Gervonta Tank Davis has revealed matchup revenues that Floyd Mayweather had previously kept confidential. With this move, Davis aims to assert his independence and transparency, challenging the boxing industry's tradition of keeping financial matters private. Following their split, Davis described Mayweather's treatment of him as toxic, suggesting that it hindered his personal and professional growth. The use of the term toxic implies a harmful environment that obstructed his development, shaping public perception and shedding light on the challenges athletes face in maintaining professional relationships. As their conflicts became more public, fans and media outlets speculated about the root causes of the discord between Mayweather and Davis. According to Sean Porter's analysis, a mix of personal grievances and financial disputes fueled their rift, captivating the boxing community with the complexities of their fractured relationship.